Hi, I'm Michael with Velocity Insight. You may have read my article or seen some of our other videos about power apps for oil and gas companies. And today I wanted to show off the HSE app that we built. When safety hazards get communicated via emails or text messages, phone calls, Teams messages, right? There's a lot of different ways that you might tell someone about a hazard you've identified or a safety concern that needs to be addressed. This app is built to help put a process around safety in the oil field. For this particular client, it was becoming a priority. Like, we need to be able to show that we are capturing these hazards and that we're following up on addressing them. So that's what this is built to do. You've got your options to start. I want to identify a new hazard or browse a list of open hazards. This also has a feature where you can audit JSAs out in the field, and I'll kind of walk through that. So if you identify a hazard, it's got a drop down for well name that's tied to their production allocation system, so that list of wells is always accurate. No one has to maintain that. It just happens naturally over the course of doing business. There's a number of hazard categories to pick from, ways that this client wanted to sort of organize their data, right? That can be customized, obviously. And then you've got some options for if you wanted other category or say what the activity was, whether or not it's been resolved, were you able to resolve it on site and it's no longer a hazard, or is this still open and needs to be addressed? You can add some notes, and then importantly, you can take a picture with your phone. So that works Apple and Android. You can go out there, snap an image of the thing that you're talking about so that when the appropriate team comes out to address it, they know exactly what you were talking about. On the JSA side, they wanted to ensure that new vendors, when they came out, were complying with the JSA standards. So you've got the well name, again, a drop down from the production allocation system. The vendors coming from their accounting system, so that too is something no one has to maintain. It keeps itself up to date. And then whether or not the JSA passed or failed their internal standard. And if you're not sure what that means, you can click on the question mark and it tells you, here are the things that this must have. There's a place for comments. Comments are required here. And then you can take a picture of the actual document with your phone, and that gets logged in a database. This has probably the highest rollout of any of the apps we've done. There's literally hundreds of people using this out in the field. Uptime's been very, very good. We've heard one complaint in a year and a half of using the thing, and that was pretty easy to address. Overall, this gives them real measurability in terms of hazards, where they're being identified, who's identifying them, are they being resolved, how long does that take? This captures all that information in a database that lets you ask those kinds of questions of the data. There's a Power BI dashboard that goes along with this that I can't show for confidentiality reasons, but that shows all the various hazards that have been identified, how long they take to follow up, who's identifying them so they can reward teams for participating in the process. And overall, their team's using this quite a bit. There are multiple entries every day using the system. It's been very robust, and it's one of the ones I'm really proud of. If you're looking for a way to add structure to an HSE process, or if you want to be able to demonstrate that safety is important and that you're doing something to address it, this is a great way to handle that. Hey, thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos. We've made a number of these apps for oil and gas companies.